Team Spirit is out first in first pick. Selangor Giants down in the second pick. Looking at the bands here. Drex, talk us through this.
Okay, so this is something I was kind of expecting from Team Spirit. They've been common, especially on first pick, to be one of the teams that ban out the monster gold laners. They feel comfortable with Hiko on the Wanwan. They feel comfortable with Hiko on the Beatrix. They also get rid of the Joy. I'm expecting a blue Yo pick right up front here.
I think that's totally understandable. A couple of other picks that we should point out is probably the Yi that could be handed over to SRG as second pick, but that's not all. The fact that Team Spirit has not only gotten rid of the Joy Ranger as well as the Bruno, they want to make sure that this is a traditional matchup.
So they immediately slot in this Hilda, which is another big risk, but here's the spice. We immediately go for this Hayabusa, which honestly, without Joy, not a bad pickup at all.
Yeah, but with the Hilda, at least, Blue Yo, we've seen, even especially in the earlier levels, can take some level of punishment, and that information is valuable for gold laners and mid laners.
And not only that, but it also punishes whatever Hiko wants to bring into the field.
Also true, but that's on the assumption that he's not going to have the support system, and I'm still not seeing a Yve bed just yet, and it hasn't been picked up by TS as well.
And right now, honestly, looking at the crowd reaction, they love SRG's pick, but I gotta say, we don't see a lot of Hayabusa on Sakai's, and one of the most bad heroes here, we got the Phobius. Phobius in the hands of Kid Bomba, one of the best EXP laners in the world, and one of the best picks in the world. And now, even that Belleric. I gotta talk to you, Wheezy, here. How do you feel about the first 3 picks for Team Spirit?
Now, the Belleric's a little interesting, but definitely can provide the crowd control. But when we're looking at this Hayabusa, right, highly mobile, it gives you the 50-50 when it comes to the retribution plays on the neutral objectives. And SRG already has a great hero, the Hilda, to be able to get to the backline. Normally we see the Yumes and the Cram special come into effect with these backline heroes to be able to create that chaos.
Something that we do have to note, the Cho is open, but we do have to see if that is what Yumes wants to prioritize here. Going up against the Belleric, it will not be easy, because with the Wrath of the Dryad, it can catch you off guard. Now, Trex, looking at the third pick here, give me your thoughts on the heroes picked by Selangor Giants.
So I was expecting maybe the Cho as well, because then at least you both need gold laners, you both need mid laners, but this is kind of a switch up. We take away the Wanwan from Hiko. Now we go into fine. You wanted to start off banning Marksman? Well, we're gonna finish off banning Marksman and just really dig into Hiko's hero pool.
Okay, so right now, Wheezy, looking at the picks here, do you agree with Trex? Do you feel like Selangor Giants should look at that gold lane and start batting them out?
Yeah, definitely want to find an answer to kind of deny that power pickup in the side of the gold lane. So I think with the Wanwan, it'll be good for the setups. Got to watch out for that crossbow tank.
I don't know. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I'm seeing a lot of dashes on the side of SRG within that first rotation in Wanwan as well as Hayabusa, and that's really good for someone like a Phobius. So if Phobius not only wins out his lane, but is able to, you know, unlock himself from that side of the map, he's going to cause a lot of problems for the back line.
So maybe they're thinking too hard on what we can take from them instead of thinking about how we're getting countered with these picks. Like, SRG's idea of stealing is okay, but the picks maybe aren't working into what they're drafting against.
It's a possibility, but at the same time, since they're banning out the Harith, they really want to hammer down on Hiko Mania, give a good matchup, and then maybe we'll look to play some early game nonsense, right? Warcry and Hayabusa works really, really well, and we've seen Hayabusa plus Hilda do a lot of work with the help of a mid laner who can push.
Right now, honestly, looking at the draft between Team Spirit as well as Selangor Giants, I feel like they have a pretty good understanding of their win conditions for both teams. The only thing is, Team Spirit, they kind of have a win condition in creating space. The question is, what are they creating it for? Looking at the draft, looks like they want a long-range marksman as well as mid laner. And so far, the thing that got banned was the Harith. So this honestly looks to me like Team Spirit they have the potential to get an ideal draft for themselves.
And you know, I'm looking at the other side of the court, right? I'm looking at SRG. When I see a composition such as a Belleric and a Phobius and a Suyo, these are all frontline heroes. You know who'd be a great pickup here? The Lu Yi, because you can get that duality, you can get the setup, Not to mention when you have a Hilda, you're kind of limited on the crowd control.
Actually, I don't know about the low E. I would think something with a little bit more push and power. Because overall, maybe even the Veil, that's a pretty good shout. Because even if you do TP into their backline, that Belleric is such a huge deterrent. You're probably only sending 1 or 2 people max.
Yeah, the Belleric's really got to watch how he plays. I know that the Phobius counters, but honestly, the 1-1's a good answer to the Belleric. Belleric's got to be careful. And I really think the Veil could be clutch here. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Yve is calling. It's just a powerful mage overall. But with this frontline dive that Team Spirit has brought, some sort of stiff arm, some sort of blockage, it's what I'm looking for. A little bit of crowd control to kind of slow down what TS wants to bring.
I really like the Faramis band here because they have the Hayabusa, they have the 1-1. They want to fight, but they want to end the fight as quickly as possible. And Faramis is a good counter towards the 1-1, not just in terms of defense, but offense as well. Once the Faramis have 3 items, even the 1-1 can't survive the Ghost Bursters. Selangor Red Giants, they have another win condition. Pick off here. Drex, how do you feel about the Jawhead?
I mean, it's been their aggressive Kickstarter pick for a lot of games. They love it in second phase, and especially with the Hayabusa, they just get this early game aggression.
I mean, this is an SRG special, right? Having the double offset potential to be able to get to the backline. I was wondering, when were we going to see the Hiko special? And there it comes, Beatrix slotted in.
All right, looking at the composition coming in specifically from Team Spirit, it's a very wombo combo-esque. You have an instigator in the Phobius, and maybe when you're talking about the Suyo as well, but generally you want to stay back, wait for the right opportunity, and look for choke points to combo off with the Beatrix. However, I will say that SRG, this composition feels like it's paying homage to our fallen warriors in Vamos.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now I gotta say, something that we have to note about a Jawhead is not just about picking people off, but the jungle speed as well. The Hayabusa wants 1 level up. He wants 1 kill advantage. And this Jawhead really complements the Hayabusa well in that aspect. Selangor Giants, now they see the full composition here, and they got a lot of range. They got a Vexana, they got a Beatrix. So now, SRG, they have a choice. Whatever Stormy picks up can either deal with the front line or the back line. This pick is going to be very crucial for Stormy in this matchup.
I feel like they got to double up on that burst in mid lane, right?
Yeah, I'm still on board with the Veil right now. I'm so on board with the Veil right now. But that's where I'm at. Yeah, give me bursts. I don't want chip damage. I don't think the Yve's a little too stale, a little too still.
Also shadows.
They go for the Luyi, so good call on Wheezy, and it does work. It adds more aggression overall.
So now Wheezy looking at drop. You called the Luyi. How do you feel about Selangor Giants as well as Team Spirit's composition overall?
I like both, but honestly, with SRG having this Jawhead and having the Luyi combination, you have the element of surprise, and that's going to have Team Spirit needing to kind of be a little bit more predictable, right? They have to find ways, check every single bush, because you got to expect the unexpected from SRG.
Right now, I want to talk to Trex because surprise factor is huge, but we got to think about the Beatrix. Having the Renner, you can open up the map. So as long as Hiko is very proactive in ensuring that everything is clear, will that be a deterrent for Selangor Giants to actually go for that surprise play?
Yeah, I think it's definitely, Hiko's going to be extremely important, but also one shot. If one shot can pop off early before SRG does, I think it's a clear win con. Either early game aggression so they don't get to a macro point, slowing SRG down as much as possible.
What do you think about that, Gideon?
I think that it's going to boil down to the early game. SRG's comp doesn't scale as heavily compared to the raw team fighting from Team Spirit, right? So again, we've seen how they like to play, lean into the river a little bit more, and Sawo extremely careful, but he's most likely going to bring Revitalize. So that first Lithal Wanderer, if we don't see first blood from the side of SRG, they're going to miss an opportunity.
You have any thoughts on that, Steph Wheezy, before we jump into the game?
You can't play too tight, though. When you have a Luyi on the other side, you definitely don't want to group up. You want to separate. While we're talking about all of this, the crowd is cheering. They are going wild before we jump into our first game.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't blame them. Looking at the drafts, I feel like both teams have drafted a very good win condition for both sides. Trex, you were talking about one shot can potentially get an advantage in the early game.
Yeah,
Selangor Giants so far, how have they been doing it? They have lost the early game, but somehow they can come back in the mid game. Do you think with this draft, is it possible?
I mean, with this draft, it's very different, right? They still have macro capabilities in the end game, but having the Jawhead, having the Hayabusa, they're looking for a nice mid-game spike and looking for those early pickoffs.
I think they can do it. I mean, this is their rubber band draft, right? This is where they use the Jawhead to get to the back line. They use the Hilda to get to the back line, and the Hayabusa as well. And normally when we see this kind of composition from them, that mid to late game is where they start to take over and take control.
Well, here's the thing. There are two big concerns, both of which separately for each team. SRG, if they miss out that early game, their composition won't have as much clutching power. Yes, there is outplayability, but in terms of raw clutching power, it's not going to be the same as the other comps we've seen them play before. From the side of TS, my big concern is like how they played during their match, specifically against TL. Hey, no, it wasn't TLID actually. Just before, against Falcons, they dropped a single game with a composition that wins extremely heavily, very much around team fighting, and it comes down to the individual laning phase. I feel like if they drop the ball during that laning phase, this is going to snowball way too quickly for them to actually catch up.
If that's the case, I just want to ask a very simple question. And that question is about Hiko Mania. He got a savage because you can't get onto him. Beatrix, the range, the lifesteal, the damage, everything S tier. The Selangor Giants with the Hayabusa, is there a chance that Sakai's or Saki's can actually get onto Hiko and make Hiko a non-factor?
Yes, but there's a bigger factor here, and I think that's an innocent in this Wanwan pick. He knows for a fact that when Hiko plays the Beatrix, he likes holding up Bennett. He likes throwing bombs, and with the movement, he'll be able to dodge around it. He's got to duck and weave between the blows.
I think there's a bigger worry for Hiko, honestly. It's not as much as Sakai's. It is, we've seen when they have this Lu Yi, they will send Cram solo diversion. They'll solo diversion Cram to the back or into some bush during these Lord fights, and then Cram will target down on the gold laner or target down on the mid laner, especially on this Hilda. So that's something that I feel like as we get the first, second Lord, Team Spirit has to watch out for. They need to have full map awareness.
All right now, Axiata Arena, are you ready? We're throwing to the casters.
We are 1,000 strong here in Axiata Arena, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, witnessing the Iron Man run of one of these teams. It's Mirko, Naisu, and Leo at your service, bringing you the action. Gentlemen.
It's an honor to be here, man, at the M6 World Championship, calling the shots together with you guys, Leo, Naisu. I wasn't part of that M1 roster for the Axiata Arena, but now I can feel it.
Hey, man, I'll tell you what we can feel, and it's the crowd right now built up in here. Everybody's still piling in, of course, but it's an electric crowd, and it's an electric matchup that we have ahead of us between Team Spirit and SRG.
It's the air of intense history being written right before our eyes as we head into the battlefield for Game 1 in this best of 5. Claude and Dexter watching from up high as Team Spirit and Selangor Red Giants go into immortal combat for that last slot in the lower bracket finals.
Team Liquid Indonesia will be the team waiting in the lower bracket finals after the loss against Fnatic Onyx Philippines, who are waiting in the grand finals.
Yeah, that intro again with all the teams walking out, electrifying goosebumps all around, but of course with the first matchup that we have to focus on is here, and already a lot of early action.
Yeah, crazy fight in the start comes Smart Missiles, first blood for Selangor Red Giants.
That is the smart missiles and just the way Selangor Giants built their lineup, built their emblems. I think there is a lot to talk about and set up here because look at this, they're crossing the threshold of the jungle already.
Whoa, Sky Quad Shadow already. Can go for a Shadow kill over the Sawo. No sustain, not enough to contain Skies.
Not enough, and already an early start for the home team for SRG. This is the momentum they want to build. Yums tossing up.
Wow, another ejector, one shot going in. Now it's Bomba coming in as well. Yums will be taken down by one shot. A bit of an equalizer from Team Spirit.
Finally, the Northern Dragons are on the board. The punish here by one shot. Over the past 2 weeks of competition, Selangor Giants have chosen to spend their nights and days in their gaming house, one of the few major advantages that a home team can have. It seems like today they woke up on the right side of the bed, being aggressive against Team Spirit.
They have to be, man, especially with what we've seen from Team Spirit up to this point. Lots of improvement all around every year and every tournament they've joined. First objective coming up. We'll see. They're going to zone off Cram, at least for now. So Turtle's going to go for a reset. They might just go and pressure this in. Cram's going to be fine. Again, he is this Hilda. But they'll start it up, getting in position, waiting for the buff to be secure.
Ikram took the scenic route, and that just ruined the whole approach for Team Spirit. Now starting up the Turtle once more. All it's taking is Yums. Yums is holding the Pixel Brush here, holding the Turtle hostage.
Bit of a diversion though. Skies is in the purple buff around the area in the bush. That's the in-air reaction from Stormy, trying to get someone low enough for the kill pressure. Skies going in, that's a retribution and the shadow kill! Over to one shot, taken down despite Sunset Lover's attempt.
This is the Skies that people came to watch right now. I know it's only game one. Give the guy a Hayabusa, a hyper-scaling hero, and he does things like this.
Great start for the MSC 2024 MVP. 2 kills already on the board, putting SRG about 1,000 and change up. The Turtle once again started, Kid Bomba holding it. Yums, ooh, early start on the TPs. Stormy blasting away.
We're glad to contest this now.
They're going to have to go ahead and feel this one out. They might just get complete control because of that play that Skies just made, so one shot secures it.
Unstoppable force coming down from Yums, a good flicker out from Bomba, and they will just be happy with the neutral objective. One shot claims it for them. Diversion. All right, no one takes it.
A lot of these, this is the utilization that you can do, obviously, with the diversion. You can either fake it out or obviously follow that up. Keeps them guessing, and that's what Stormy's going to go ahead and do here, at least with the Louis for now early on. But this is always the thing. Every time we've seen the Jawhead, I don't know.
Oh, whoa! No flicker. Bomba, though, coming down against Skies. He's on a killing spree. 3 minutes in.
More than half of SRG are so in the paint. They're so aggressive that Stormy can just take his time.
Yeah.
TMP, I think this is his most chill early game we've seen all M6 long.
The crazy thing about it is Yums, most of the time, is just posting up like this. He's going to go ahead and toss up.
In that reaction, over to one shot, has the blink. Yums is going to go over the chase. Stormy flickers forward, claims the kill. One shot, third death in the 4th minute of the game.
4 minutes in, and the smart missiles are still dealing significant damage.
Yep. That's what you're going to have to do. And like I said, you know, sometimes he's just posting up on these choke points. Diversion going to be used.
3v1 in the bottom lane. Infernal Pursuit trying to get away. Kid Bomba will do his best. Will get a kill in return. It's a 1-for-1 trade in the bottom lane.
A valiant effort by the German-Greek player for Team Spirit. Kid Bomba very vocal about all of his competitors, all of the opponents that he's faced. And here, I'm not so sure this is the same SRG we've seen in the knockouts. I'm not sure if Bomba was ready for that.
Yeah, thinking about it too, you know, it's a good point that you mentioned. You know, they spent a lot of time in their gaming house prepping for this point in the stage. And, you know, we've seen some massive comebacks from SRG alone, but this is definitely a refined version of what they showcased over at IOI. And it looks like they're all locked in. I know they've got a series to go through, but for game one, off to a great start. Team Spirit's going to want to start to figure something out to deal with Sakai's especially.
A little bit of a silver lining for fans of the ECA team, and another one!
5-0-1. The Sky Prince is rolling.
Besides the action happening mostly around these major objectives, Hiko has been untouched. 4 minutes and a half in, he's built his BOD. I'm not so sure that's going to be enough, though. SRG hitting a power spike here, scoring the second turtle.
Crowd might actually be able to 1v1 diversion from the back. Stormy gets the diversion. Sunset Lover is next to the chopping block. And the Mage Prodigy claims a double.
The diversion again. This time around, Stormy finding the positioning, and they get 2 off of it. Might be looking for more. Sakai's under the turret. Pops the Shadow Kill. Gonna have to go back with Quad Shadow, though.
Out of range. Hikomania knows the limits of one such Hayabusa. He knows that he is currently the pinata that once popped will propel SRG out of range of a comeback. Team Spirit now looking down the barrel of a 4,000 gold lead 6 minutes in.
It's a bad 4,000 gold lead, but whenever they're caught in a position like this, well, at least in the knockout stages, when Spirit was caught in a bad spot like this, I heard some of the comms backstage.
Yeah.
Protect the boy was what they were yelling.
And who's the boy?
It's Hiko.
It's Hiko. That's the boy. And right now, he has been having a similar experience that Innocent has, so eventually, at some point in this game, both of them will come into play and pop off in their own respective ways. We've seen Hiko do it, obviously one of the players, to get a Savage. Now, going in with the Shadow Kill again. The fight for the purple, he jumps back in, checks the damage, and will back off. Sakai's is just on it, man.
I'd say mission accomplished. SRG, they want to start choking Team Spirit. Now, look at this. They're pushing them back. Fight between the XP laners, Bomba versus Cram.
Crab's winning that one, man. As long as he's able to divert Spirit from the rest of the crowd. Bamba gonna be engaged upon again. Could terrify into the internal guard. Now it's gonna be Crab in a bad spot. Wrath of the Dryad locks him down for one shot to pick up. Now Yums ejected from the back with the conceal. He takes the kill as Innocent gets the assist.
Able to get a pick off. Still going to be looking for more. Sakai jumps under the turret. Finds the shadow kill. The rest of the team comes through. But they're still going to be going.
That's about its rage! And still in front of pursuit. Crossbow tang from Innocent. The ejector on the boy. Hiko is down, and so is One Shot.
The half-man, half-beast takes to the skies and stays alive with just a sliver of health. 3-14. 3-14, high as pie here. 7 and 40 seconds into game one.
To say they have synergy is an understatement right now, because that was about as perfect of a team fight and counting on each other than it gets. A great play under even the tier 2 turret.
Let's check out the instant replay. It all started with a 1v1 with those XP laners, and then eventually, through the help of Innocent's ult and the shadow kill through the back, how do they survive this Nibiru's passion?
It was the crossbow tang just in time. He got away from the Menace Ray, just a pixel away, and even the Soul Sever there. It was so close from being enough. Now, another skirmish as SRG continue. Innocent crossbow tang ready. Bomba's gonna be taken down. Sawo will take a brunt of that damage as Innocent will be forced to pull back again, but that should be the green light to go for the Lord.
Yeah, body down here, that's Kid Bumba. That's a major part of the front line for Team Spirit, so this is just a green light to take the Lord and get ready to march in, furthering the gold lead and power that SRG has on the map right now.
Hometown heroes, major advantage, no contest from Team Spirit. Just 3 times they were able to get a kill on SRG, the defending MSC champions, now approaching the 9,000 gold lead in 9 minutes.
Again, at this point.
The skirmish, Sawo revitalized, doesn't even matter. Innocent bursts him down. I don't believe he got the crossbow tang. No, it's just up on cooldown now. So the 1-1 can deal that much damage without the ultimate. You're in big trouble.
You're in big trouble right now as the turrets are going to be falling down too, and SRG, even without the Lord, will make plays like this. And that's your front line again.
Gentlemen, trouble might be an understatement. Team Spirit, I don't think I've seen them this down all M6 long and Innocent. The rest of SRG now out of what, 12,000 gold lead, and they're popping holy shields.
Man, as they approach this, holy shields are already down. Team Spirit backs further against the wall. Oh no.
Shadow kill over, One Shot will be able to blink out. Skies styling, going back and forth with the quad shadow. Lord up top, coming down. Yums with the conceal, already with the ejector as well. Bomba's gonna be caught now as Innocent goes in. Unstoppable force, and it will be a flicker up from Bomba. Good terrify from Sunset Lover, quad shadow in. Skies will play it safe.
Man, you just don't know. You know, is Sakai's gonna go commit to it? Is he just gonna go ahead and whittle them down a little bit for the rest of the team to come in forward? Still waves pushing in. Now on the top side, they want to get this turret down. Again, the check, Sakai's, look at that one.
The Sky Piercer proc. Render Apathy into the back line. The Wrath of the Dryad over to Yums, but he will be taken down. Now it's Hiko, gunning them down. Crab still able to take a damage, guys.
Oh, he gets that one. The double kill. One shot will jump in. So Sever isn't enough to take out Skies.
Team Spirit kicking SRG out of their base, but the damage has been done. A massive 12,000 gold lead. Checking the items. 4 big ticket items on Innocent. And the boy, Hiko. Hiko Ming has taken, it's time to take off. He barely just built his Wind of Nature.
Leo, that might be the biggest gold lead between a jungle, or between the junglers in the M6 World Championship. That is building up to be a 5,000 gold lead for Skies.
Talk about a start, man. A start for the hometown jungler right now.
There we go.
What is One Shot thinking right now? It's a struggle. You saw that he almost took down Sakai's.
Yeah.
If only he's built his Blade of Despair. I'm guessing that that's where he's going right now on his way. But with a 2-5-0 line, what can you expect? It would be an understatement to say that this is a utility Suyo.
Yep.
He's barely hitting the U.
And on the other side, Skies is dealing so much damage, I thought he had Sky Piercer.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that he doesn't, but the lead that he built himself, then he's got the Warcry Emblem. I mean, that's why he's been able to actually poke down so much too, and a lot of it is just, you know, before you know it, Team Spirit's like, man, where's our health bars? So as this next Lord comes up, I just don't think they have much of a choice, man, to just kind of wait for this, even if they approach this, someone's going to get picked off by Yums as this Lord is already started up and quickly secured in.
Hiko is doing more damage to himself by attacking Cram than he is doing damage to Cram, and that's going to be a free Lord. I believe it still is the non-enhanced version, though.
It still is going to be a Lord that marches through top lane, and that should be Team Spirit watching their backs. Confirmed, it was not taken post the 12-minute mark, so it will not jump into that base. A lot of space for Team Spirit to work with.
They can actually make this work for them. The Siege, I'm not sure if they're going to get that chance. There's the Conceal already. Focusing on the mid turret, Skye's on the off angle. Lord making its way now. We'll see what they decide to do from this one. Still got to deal with the Lord. Mid turret's going to stay up, bottom as well. SRG though, retribution going to be used from one shot too, but they keep it together for now. Turrets just a hit away on this mid lane. Kais goes in to check things out, but that wave will push into the mid side.
Valiant effort here by SRG, pushing in, looking for a fight.
Ejector over to Bomba. No crossbow tank just yet. Stormy gets the kill in the back. Skies now with the Quad Shadow over to Hiko. He knows he has the wind of nature. Winter Crown bot already. And now 3 base turrets taken down. Shadow kill to the back. Hiko will be able to pop in the wind of nature as Skies jumps back and forth with the Quad Shadow. Renner's apathy goes wild. Skies jumping with the Quad Shadow again.
Oh, he jumps back in. Still going to be clearing the waves. One shot's gone. Sunset Lever and Salo left. But that's all. That's all for game one. A dominant game one for SRG.
The Immortal Giants draw first blood in this best of 5. Up to the expectations of the hometown crowd.
That was a stomp. 13 minutes in, 22-4. Man, that was a 15